Metalheads, in today's video I am going to show you about the Stones Dungeon Tiles, which is done by Frontline Games, not to be confused with Frontline Gaming of California. This is Frontline Games, which is actually located in DFW area of Texas, owned by Mario and Melinda Smith, a really awesome family which I've known for years. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start by showing you here the Master Builder set. The Master Builder set is currently online on frontlinegames.com for $89.99, and it comes with the set of doors that you see here. There's magnets on the bottom. As a matter of fact, let me show you this. This will probably give you a better understanding here. This flyer that I've gotten a while back from them. But these are the cool thing about these dungeon tiles, especially if you play games like D&D and other type of tabletop games where you write campaigns and stories. The really cool thing about these that really gives you a lot of bang for your buck is that they are double-sided. What's on one side, it looks different on the other side. So for example here, you have the textured stone on the one side that you see here. Then when you put it on the other side, you can paint it a different color, and then you have a gritty earth-like texture. Then there you also have these double-sided dungeon doors, and like I said, apparently these are magnetic doors. And so they have the magnets on the end. Sorry, I was trying to swallow at the same time. But yeah, so you can paint the one side as stone, you could do the other side as grit. Let me open up the box so that you guys can see what you have to look forward to. So forgive any sort of shaking that might be going on here. This is just so I can unbox and show you this. There's other sets too, other separate sets that you can use to add on to these to create your own adventure, do separate campaigns and stories, boss fights and things like that. And those average to be about $30 each. Sorry, forgive the shaking. Ta-da! So here's what you get in the Master Builder set. You see that you have multiple of these tiles. It comes out to a whole big scene, and you can separate it out, different rooms. That's what the dungeon doors are for. Let's see here. Here's the dungeon doors right here. I'll open it up for you. Oh good, so it does come with the magnets in the sets. These are made out of a plastic, sort of similar to the Reaper Bones plastic. As you can see, it's a little bendable. My suggestion, when I painted these tiles before, what I did was I cleaned them. You're going to clean them with soap and water, make them nice and clean, get rid of any mold release that might be on there. Then what I like to do is spray them with Tester's Dull Coat, and then I prime them and paint them. And I find, for me, that's what's worked the best. So here are the parts for the doorways. I'm going to start putting these back so I can just keep things clean and organized as I go along, so you're not sitting there like, oh my god, what am I looking at? Then we have here some dungeon doors. It looks like there is a total of 4 doors. Right? Let me double check here, just because I'm going to see these look thin. No, actually more. So there's 10 doors, because there's 5 in this one, and then there is 5 in this one. You can see here. So that means you can make a lot of separate rooms. That's pretty cool. Again, you want to do same drill. Clean them, dull coat them, prime them. Badger Steinel Res Primer is great too in that regard. Great primer for that. And the magnets come in here. Now I would open up the bag. Here we go. There, that way you can see. And these are the small magnets. Let me make sure that there aren't 2 different sides. No, they're the same size. And there's a total of, sorry, let me count for you, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. It looks like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So it looks like you get 20 magnets total, because there's 10 doors. I guess that makes sense, because then that way you get 2 magnets for each door. So here's for the magnets for the doors. That comes in that. You want to keep them in the bag with your doors. That's assuming that, you know, if you're not going to paint them all in one shot, you want to keep everything together. Each of these little baggies have 5 tiles in them. And what I'll do is, let me open one up so that you can see what I was talking about the double-sided. Like I said, this really gives you a lot of bang for your buck. So here is your stone tile for the stone floor. So you, let's just say, for argument's sake, you paint it gray, dry brush with white, and then here on the other side is like this gritty, another tile, which could just be a gritty tile. You can even, if you wanted to go an extra step and put in some texture paste to cover up those lines so it doesn't look so much like a tile and just like gritty earth, could do that too. That's an idea. But just keep in mind though, when you put it on the other side, don't pile up that texture paste too much because then it won't sit evenly, right? So you kind of want to be careful about that and just put it lightly if you decide to do that. Just enough to cover those lines that I showed you. So you have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 5 times 12. So you have 60 tiles. Not bad, right? It's a good value. And then here it gives you, there's directions for how to do the door assembly. So let me show you here. Sorry, I'm trying to gently do this so I don't mess this up. So that way the box closes back up correctly, right? Alright, so it shows you here how to do the door assembly tip and trick. There's a little groove actually in the door so that you can put the magnet in there so you don't have to do any sort of drilling. It's just easy peasy, just glue that magnet in. So here's why there's 2 magnets for each door. So I told you there's 10 doors, right? So you have one magnet that you put at that base part there for the door. Then one magnet goes in there. The other magnet goes into the bottom of the door. And that way the door magnetizes right there. Isn't that something? Love it. So let's close this box so I can show you the other additions for this. I'm going to actually put this on the side over here. I'm going to show you some other info about this. Alright. So here's some other examples of extra sets that they have. Alright. And then there's other stuff they sell too, I'll show you. So here's an example of extra sets that they have. Like I said, they average to be about $30 each. So they have these translucents so that you can easily make the look of snow or ice. So for example here, you see that this one is done translucent. And so you can have it where it's just clear and can just be ice like that if you want. Or, and then on this example, they took the other side, washed it with blue, and then made it look like water. So you can even do it where you take some of the tiles, and let's just say for argument's sake you wanted to make a body of water. You could sit there and create the body of water, and then take some of the tiles, like from the Master Builder set, and the grit, and make it look like dirt, so that way you have dirt and then like a body of water going along, so, or you know, ice along the side of glacier and then some water, whatever you want to do. So there's like a bunch of different things that you can do. There's cracked ice, so you can make it look like cracked ice if you make it this way, or you can do on the other side, you can do lava, so that's 2 different stories right there. And then you can make the bubbling either with mud, or you can sit there and do it to make it look like a swamp, or you know, a bunch of goo. If you want it to be like kind of more on the sci-fi side, you could do that. Gutter tile. So you see here, it looks like there's a little bit of a curb on the side, and then in between, like a body of water is running through. Like a moat, or like, let's just say similar to like a moat around a castle or something like that. Now mind you too, on the Frontline Games site, they do have other pieces that you can add on to your scene. So for example, you can add on a set of tables, create a bar for dwarves, you can you know, put other furniture, little scenery around a tree or something like that, and you can really create many different stories that way. Here's another example, going back to what I was saying, like if you wanted to do like a bar with dwarves, let's say. They have here a set of tiles where one side is wooden planked, so it would be like a tavern floor, if you will, and then the other side also gritty earth texture. But here's the other thing too. Like say if you have the Master Builder set, you could do one with darker colored earth, like if you had the gritty set, and then on another set, you can turn it into different colored dirt, make it lighter, or you know, more like sand, or you know, whatever you want. So you could do that too. You could also create the inside of a room, and there's 2 different sides where you can do different kind of tile, large tile, and then paved stone. So you can create like a like what looks like a cobblestone road, if you will, or a tiled stone road. And then here's small tile, and on the other side, cave and cavern tile. There's just so many different ways that you can create a story. One-sided cobblestone, so there you go, you can have cobblestone road, and then you can add on the gutter side with the water running through, and there's just so many different things that you can do. It's really so cool. Let me show you some examples here of some things that I have. Here's the cobblestone and earth tile set. And there's a total of 20 tiles, and they're 2 inches by 2 inches. That's pretty standard. All of the tiles for all of the sets are 2 inches by 2 inches, just so that you know. Modular dungeon tiles. So here's the cobblestone and earth, with the other side being earth. And then here is the double-sided modular dungeon tiles for inside a room, large, and then paved stone. Isn't that nice? And then here is the gutter and snow. See? So there's just all different, you can get these sets and then do them separately. And then, like I said, there's additions that you, here, look, see, double doors, you could do columns. And you look, they have dwarves, they have miniatures that you can get in the Frontline Games site too. But you can also use Reaper, you can use the Vallejo models, the WizKids ones. You know, there's just all different ones that you can use. You don't necessarily have to use their minis. Here's another awesome addition that I would like to share with you in regard to the stone tiles, and I'll show you this after. There's a gaming mat also. The Stones game mat. This is a 4-foot by 6-foot black felt mat, and you put it over the table, so it keeps your table nice and clean. And then you can put the tiles on this felt mat. Now the difference is, and the reason why you would want to use something like this, some kind of mat over the table with these kind of tiles, is because it'll help preserve your paint job on them longer. So if you sat there and you took your painted tile and put it right on top of a table or some other harder surface that's not soft like this is, then what happens is after a while the paint will start coming off, it'll start rubbing off. Then that's in addition to the fact that the paint already has a chance of wearing off depending on the oils from your fingers and your sweat. That makes paint come off as it is, and that's even with sealer on there. It just prolongs the amount of time that it takes for that to happen if you seal them. But you want to have a mat to protect the table and to protect the tiles and keep your game table looking nice. So this is $19.99. And again, this is 4 foot by 6 foot. And I'm not going to unwrap it for you. I'm going to keep it wrapped because I would like to be able to do this as a giveaway for someone at some point. And I want to keep it nice for them. Inlays and overlays. These are other additions that you can use with the dungeon tiles. A lava inlay, blue-green water inlay, blue water inlay. And you can, you know, you can make them whichever way you want. I mean, you can even make it a river of blood if you wanted. It's totally up to you. You're the one who's telling the story. Other items that you can get from Frontline Games is you can get different types of scenic bases. They're made of resin. They're cast made of resin, and you can paint them to whatever you want for any of your games. They also have really good base supplies. Flock, in way of flock. You should totally check out their line of flock that they have. They come in these little tubs, and they're a really decent size, and they're only $2.99 each. There is a video that we did about those. I'll be sure to put the link in the description below for you so that you can totally check those out because I think you'll really like them too. And just for an idea, if you wanted to keep one type of set specifically a certain way, and you had no plans, let's say, to paint the other side, you could do things like add flock to them if you want to, but I just feel you get more bang for your buck when you use both sides. But that part's up to you. There's different ways that you can be creative and add flock and make them look really nice. So be sure to check out frontlinegames.com. It's frontline-games.com. Also, just a secret for you, I don't know how long it's going on. They have a sale on Reaper paints right now, so be sure to check that out, okay? They're $2.99 on the site currently. They're retailing for $3.69 on the Reaper site, so shh, that you didn't hear that from me. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check us out online at metalheadminis.com. Also, check them out online. Be sure to subscribe, hit the bell so that you know the next time we're coming out with a video, and also follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/metalheadminis. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.